Hello, everybody. How are you? Hope you're having a good day. So, I'm sitting down to react to Foodie Beauty. And this might be one of the shorter reacts that I do. Why is that? Because there's not much to talk about. Chantal's done a few lives, but they've been exceedingly boring. So much so that even the clip channels, the clips that they're posting from the lives are really, really short, as evidenced by Piggy, who posted a recap of the live. And guess how long the archive of it was? Less than 6 minutes. That's it, folks. That's all. Out of a 2 hour plus live, less than 6 minutes. That's all that's just all there was. What? You can't get mad. I mean, there was nothing to talk about. Her lives are getting worse and worse and worse. Her edible use has gone up. She was using the 3,000 milligram, is it Ewan McGregor edibles? And now she's using the Mike Tyson edibles, which are 5,000 milligrams. So from 3,000 milligrams to 5,000 milligrams. So the dosage is going up. Does that mean, Chantal, that your tolerance is also going up? Because where are you going to go after 5,000 milligrams? I have heard that there are 10,000 milligram edibles, but is that dangerous to do that much? I don't know, but where do you go after 10,000 milligrams? Once you get a tolerance for that, I mean, where do you go from there? So her edible use is increasing. Her tolerance for the edibles is obviously increasing. A word about that, Chantal. So I have done private readings offline about you, like what's going on with you. Several readings have said you really want to go back to the Middle East. You've really got your heart set on going back to the Middle East. You are obsessed with going back there. You really don't want to be in Canada. You don't want to pay rent. You don't want to pay bills. You want to go back to the Middle East where you can live somewhere and not pay rent and not pay bills. And you are desperate to get your butt over there for those reasons. Maybe you're a little bit shaky and scared and nervous because you're afraid of YouTube yanking your monetization. So what is the plan exactly? Are you trying to get back over to the Middle East before that happens? And if it happens, you're somewhere where you're not paying rent and not paying bills, and Salah and his family are stuck with you? Is that the escape room plan going on here? Chantal, it's not a good plan. First of all, Salah wants nothing to do with you. He is done. I know that you have trouble reading the room, but everybody else can see what you refuse to see. He's giving you silence. You don't like silence. You're used to noisy anger. You want him to respond to you in some way. You want him to yell. You want him to scream. You want him to publicly declare that it's over. Why? Because you want to play victim. I used to have someone like you in my life that I was involved with. Not a woman, a man, but he was a lot like you. And I know that you've said, why doesn't he tell me to F off? Then I'll leave him alone. Well, considering that I've dealt with somebody much like yourself, even if he told you to F off and it's over, it still wouldn't be over. Because you say you want closure, but you really don't. What you want is a specific response. You want the response of, okay, come on back over. And that's the only thing you will accept. You're not going to accept that it's over, that he's basically saying it's over without saying the words. You guys are not involved anymore. He's in one place, you're in another place. I mean, what more do you need? But you are determined to hang on. And so in your mind, it's not over. You want him to fight with you so you can come back to your audience and play the victim and say, see, he was mean to me. See, I told you. You can't kick off some sort of dramatic story arc, revenge arc, anger arc, hate arc without him responding to you first. Is that why you're poking at him? Is that why you're sending the text messages? Because silence means you're going to have to start things up first. and you don't want it that way. You want him to start things just so you can play that into an angry arc. I think so. I really think so. He's not talking to you. He wants nothing to do with you. And you don't want to live your life in Canada. You're probably nervous about being demonetized. And you know what that means. So you want to run back to the Middle East and go back to your playpen and your baby carrot binky before that happens. You want to get into his house and park yourself there before he figures out there's no more money coming in. So those are just some of my thoughts. We got this short video to go over from Piggy, and I will put the link down below in the description so you guys can appreciate Piggy and give a thumbs up to Piggy, because Piggy's a great channel. And also we got stuff on Twitter. So how about I just shut up and let's do the, you know what? No. I'm getting ahead of myself. What's wrong with me? I've had too much coffee. How about we get into Twitter peeps? Let's go. All right, y'all, it is time for the Twitter peeps. We got some news, we got some gossip, we got opinions, we got everything on Twitter. And for those of you not on Twitter, then you guys can catch up with all this stuff. And for those of you that are on Twitter, you can find me at WildGirlSarah. So let's start here with a tweet courtesy of Kristen saying what Foodie Beauty really thinks of Sasa. Let's watch.
Why won't you have Sasa name the cat? I don't know if she understands the assignment.
Wow. You really said that? Yours. I'll shut up. I could say something, but the something I want to say will get me canceled. Just read my mind, YouTube. I got all kinds of profane words all up in there right now. Sophia Pine says, are you really going back to Syria if you lose monetization, Foodie Beauty? And you want us to believe Salah will willingly take care of you for the rest of your life? Come on, ma'am. Wake up from your opium dreams. No Disney prince is in your destiny. Just saying. I'm telling y'all, there's a reason why she's in that apartment. And from the looks of it, she's not really decorated it. There's a reason why she's not naming the kitten. There's a reason why she's not going anywhere. There's a reason why there's this energy of she's waiting for something to happen, because she is waiting. She's waiting for that text from Salah. She's waiting for that phone call. She's waiting for confirmation that she can get a plane ticket and be on the way back to the Middle East. That's all she wants to do. She is hyper fixated on that. I'm sure that when she came back to Canada, that her backup plan was, you know who. He who shall not be named, the first guy that she got fixated on. Well, that fell apart. I don't think she's getting from that what she wants. So Chantal is someone that she doesn't let men go. She likes to keep a man in her back pocket in case she needs some company or companionship. So he didn't work out. She's still fixated on Salah, and she's not going to accept the word no. And I would like to put this out into the community. This is just an honest question, and I want everybody to please, let's think about this for a minute. For anybody over here who might be a Beezer, who might be subscribed to Chantal, watches Chantal, supporting Chantal, honest, sincere question. If Chantal were a man versus a woman, and this were a case of a man being obsessed over a woman, constantly calling them, constantly texting them, won't let them go, basically saying, I'm going to go back to the Middle East no matter what, and basically just stalk this person, would we be having a different kind of conversation? Would the tone be any different? Because in my opinion, it doesn't matter if it's a man stalking a woman or a woman stalking a man. Stalking is wrong, and that's exactly what she's doing. He has said It's over. She signed divorce papers. He's going on with his life. He's not talking to her. He's given her silence. And she does not want to accept that because she is obsessed. She doesn't want to be alone, which a lot of people don't want to be alone, and that's normal. It's lonely being lonely sometimes. But the fact that she won't let go, the fact that she's clingy and obsessive and jealous and insecure and controlling and manipulative, she is a danger to herself. She's also a danger to other people. So the fact that Foodie is a woman doesn't change anything. I have said many times on my channel, this woman is a predator who preys on people. Just because she's a female doesn't change anything to me. A predator is a predator is a predator. She preys on people. She looks for people to take advantage of, to lie to manipulate, to control. And nothing makes her more crazy than when she loses control of others. She's an out of control person, but she likes to control other people and be the puppet master. And the fact that Salah is going on with his life, obviously, she doesn't like that. She wants to be a part of it. She wants to be back in the Middle East where she can control him. But I don't think she's going to get that. And would she be crazy enough, obsessed enough to get on a plane anyway and fly over there? Yes, she would. Absolutely, she would. Why? Because she's desperate for some kind of response. If he's not talking to her, if he's not replying to her text, he's not giving her the phone calls, she's not getting the response that she wants, she will push and she will push and she will push just to get some kind of response. And if she's at the end of her rope, she would fly thousands of miles and go to the Middle East and send a text saying, I'm here in the Middle East. Now, what are you going to do? And if you don't respond to me, I'll reveal all your secrets. That's the kind of person she is. And again, remember, I don't care if she's a woman. I don't care. Stalker behavior is stalker behavior, no matter who is doing it. Her gender doesn't give her a pass. What she's doing is creepy, and she needs to stop. She really needs to stop. He's sending out a message, Foodie. And here's the message. I'm giving you silence because that's what I want. I don't want to fight with you. I don't want things to get ugly. I just want you to go on about your business and I'll go on about my business. I don't want this to turn into a fight. That is the message that you are refusing to pick up. You don't want to hear the message because then that would mean your time with him is over and you got to let go. You don't want to hear that part. You're just trying to run back to him like a child because you want to be back in the house and not pay rent and not pay bills. And also that gives you some kind of cushion in case YouTube yanks your channel out from under you. That's why you're so desperate to be over there. It has nothing to do with love for him. It's about the fact that your money is dropping and that's your fault because you're not doing quality content on your channel. You know you're not. You know you're screwing off. And you want to run back over there before Salah figures out you don't have money anymore. And the whole thing between you and Salah has always been a money deal. So no money, no deal. But in the meantime, you are deluding yourself into thinking that there's still a chance you can get back over there. And I don't think you're going to be successful. Moving on to 500 kids and no money, saying FYI, when you're demonetized, you don't get your payout. Miriam Pondu says, did Amberlyn Reed get paid this week? Did she get that last month pay? Honestly, I don't know if she did. She got demonetized right before payday. So I question mark. I don't know if she did or did not. But she's been on YouTube for 13 years. And if she didn't have the good sense of a billy goat to put money away somewhere, somehow, that's on her. And nobody should feel sorry for her. Like she made between $10,000 to $20,000 a month. So if she didn't put some of that away, that's on her head. Okay, so let's talk about this from Fondue Spiteful Beach. Okay, so Nubby goes, he's here, logged into your account apparently. So Foodie did a live, and it looked like Salah was pinning Chantal's PayPal. But let's remember, rule number one, Chantal lies. Chantal has more than one phone. She could easily lie and say, oh, that's Salah, but how do we know it's really him? It could be her on another phone or somebody else logged into that account to put off the appearance that he's still around and he's still talking to Foodie. I mean, there's no way for us to know for real. MC says Amber's carbon footprint also has lymphedema. Crochet with Ashmay says addiction to buying and consuming. So what are we looking at here? What we're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is some of the things that Amber Lynn is putting on Facebook Marketplace for sale. So to date, she's put up a $1,300 camera, which she recently purchased. She talked about that in her live stream, that she was going to go ahead and sell it since she's been demonetized. But look at all this stuff. Bags and bags and bags and bags and bags of just stuff. Like nothing that would have a good resale value. Like as foolish with her money she was. Okay, remember what I said about her doing the 5,000 milligram edibles? Well, here we go. Fondue Spiteful Beach says Foodie Beauty. YouTube did a great job allowing Foodie to monetize rug use and budget eating during this entire life. Her response, who cares? So there she is. And there are the edibles, the 5,000 milligram edibles. And some might be wondering, how much did those cost? About $30 to $45 a bag. And you may say, well, that's pretty cheap for such, high amount edibles. Here's the thing though. How many of those bags a day is Foodie going through? So at $35-$40 a pop, if she's going through like say 2 bags a day, that's almost $100 a day. So it may seem like it's a cheaper option, but is it? Not if you're doing too many of them. And for the record, Chantal, and these are just my thoughts, I think you need less edibles, not more. You're doing entirely too much. Back in the day, you were doing 1,000 milligram edibles. You were doing the wheelchair edibles. But these are 4 to 5 times the amount of what you were used to taking then. And it's noticeable. There's a little high and you're still coherent and you're able to talk. But this stuff right here, you're getting on camera. You can't talk. You can't do anything. You're basically like a couch potato. It's too much. Okay. You can't work with this. You can't work at all. I'm going to put it to you this way. I'm going to put it to you in numbers terms. Something you can understand. So you're taking those edibles, right? $35-$40 a pop. Here's something to think about. You spent $35-$40 on that bag, on a bag. And how much are you losing a day as far as your views on YouTube? How much money are you losing because you're not putting out great content? So you're out of pocket for the cost of the edibles. And then on top of that, because you're doing lousy content, which barely gets you any views, like, girl, come on now. You're losing money every day putting out BS content. So you're out of pocket for the cost of the edibles, and then you lose even more money when you do lives that are just like you babbling, slurring, drool coming out of your mouth. I mean, just think about it that way. You're losing so much money by being too high. Okay. Moving on. And yes, before anybody tells me, yes, I know that Neo Tarot did another new reading on Foodie. I have watched it. It was amazing. And I'll react to that later. Her reading just got put out. I always wait a while. It's a polite thing to do. Carrie S2222 says, we've all come to realize these girls have multiple addictions. The worst and most apparent is food. The others include social media, money, rugs, Foodie especially, shopping. The cog in that wheel is cash. Remove that cog and you will see improvement in all other areas. I agree. I talked about it recently. Chantal has spent years creating the perfect negative, toxic addiction machine. Building up her channel and attracting certain kinds of people who send her money through YouTube and also money off of YouTube with her cameos and the private feedy content, doing self-harm content and having people enable it and pay for it. But if you cut off the money, then that means she can't afford the party favors, can she? She can't afford the massive amounts of food. She can't afford all of those edibles. Like once that faucet is cut off, like YouTube could make such a difference in all of those areas, but I don't know why they're keeping her around. I don't know. I guess we'll find out later. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, this was great. And who is this by? Let's watch the clip video. Oh, it's Meandering Thoughts.
I didn't get romance scammed. Because he didn't get shit out of it. So what's the scam?
Okay, I want to give my thoughts right here. Do I think that Chantal was romance scammed? No. And I know that may be surprising and shocking to hear from me. No. And why do I think that? Because Chantal did a live stream a while ago. This was back during Crackhead Olympics, right? And she was talking about the romance scammers. She knew they were out there, and she knew that they targeted women such as herself, women who are older, overweight, lonely. She knew that someone like her would be very high on their radar of targets. So she wasn't without her awareness. I've always thought that she started talking to Salah and they came to some sort of agreement. I think that Chantal wanted to know what it was like to be married, to be in a relationship, and no decent, normal person would be in a relationship with her because of how she is and who she is. So she paid Salah to play a role on camera. It was a business deal. And Foodie got the lines blurred. She let there be no line in the sand. She thought, just as she did with Nads, that over time that she could wear down Salah and control Salah and give him enough money that he would honestly fall in love with her, and that never happened. She got her feelings caught up, but he never did. But all the while, it was a business deal. I'm sure she filled his ears with all kinds of things to lure him deeper into the web. Oh, I've got so much money. I've got so many subscribers on YouTube and I'm making this much money. I made like 10 to 20K 1 month. I mean, just in his mind, he's like, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. We're going to do a couples channel, Salah, and we're going to make so much money together and it's going to be great. She made all kinds of promises, I'm sure, and didn't fulfill a single one of them. We're going to travel together. And she knew it would take a while for him to catch on to the stuff. And he finally did. And now he's all the way caught up. So for a while, she played in his face. And now he's getting revenge by playing in her face. And he's doing it by silence. He spent 3 years around this woman. He knows what drives her crazy. He knows the worst thing you can do to someone like Foodie is be quiet. Don't give her attention. That drives her insane. More than anything you could ever say or do to her. Someone who's got narc tendencies, they hate being ignored. So he's not talking to her, and she doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't know where he's at. She doesn't know who he's with. And it's driving her nuts. Absolutely nuts. But it was never about him scamming her. I think that they were both scammers, and he underestimated her, and he found out too late that she was more trouble than she was worth, and lessons were learned the hard way.
Narcissist. Oh my God. You said your family hated you because you're with me and I can't have kids. Do you think I give a shit what they think? After they insult me and you let them insult your wife? They have a problem with me, but they have no problem when we send them my money, right? Right?
And she said all of this with her whole chest, with every bit of oxygen in her chest. And she wants to go back to the Middle East, to Syria, to Salah. And Salah is around his family, and she's talking this way about the relations, and she thinks that's going to fly. Chantal, do you think the family wants you back? After all the things you've said about them, if something happens to me, it was them. Are you insane? Have you lost your mind? In no universe, in no galaxy, are you going to go back to Syria? And the family is just not going to be there. They're going to be there. And they're going to be in his ear. And the family does have influence, because I don't know if you've noticed it by now, but Salah loves his family, is close to his family. His family matters to him. Your family may not matter to you, but he cares about his family. And I'll tell you something else, Chantal, because of the readings that I've done on you recently, privately, offline. Dad's energy is all over the place. Dad is an oak tree that is 1,000 feet tall and 1,000 feet thick, and you are not getting past him. It's just not going to happen. Dad is an impenetrable wall that you can't break down. He will protect his son from you. As soon as you left the Middle East, the door was shut. It was absolutely shut. You are not allowed back there. You may fly over there. You may get a plane ticket or two. You may go to a hotel, but you're not going to get what you want. And if you think that you're going to fly to the Middle East, acting like Salah wants you there, and you're going to check into a hotel, trying to put pressure on him to go pick you up or contact you, and then when he doesn't, you're going to get on your phone, on YouTube, and then broadcast out to the Beezers, Salah told me to come here, and now he won't come pick me up. And if you're going to try to play victim, that ain't going to fly. That will not fly. If you get yourself stuck in the Middle East because you were the fool that gave up your apartment and your new cat just to go back over there trying to force him to take you back, it ain't going to work. So, yeah, you might want to accept right about now that it's over. It's all over. Okay? Don't act crazy. Don't buy a plane ticket and fly over there because he don't want you back. He does not want you back. You ain't got the money to take back. The juice ain't worth the squeeze, Big Mama. The money you could give him is not worth the trouble that you're going to cause if you go there. And he knows it, and his family knows it too. Especially after you talking about his family the way you've been talking about him. Terry McKay says, we all see that Salah does not want her back in Syria, nor does his family. But she keeps talking about going back as if it's a real possibility. At this point, I think she's really capable of going back and just showing up at their door, expecting them to gladly take her in. Terry also says she does. Seriously, her aunt is right about her needing a thorough psychiatric evaluation. She describes herself as impulsive, but it's gotten to the point where she is genuinely incapable of making safe, healthy, intelligent decisions for herself. Yeah, she's a danger to herself, and she's a danger to others. I agree with her aunt. She does need an evaluation. She's a danger to herself and possibly other people. Chantal is not stable. She's very unstable, and there's nothing grounding her now. She's not looking for stability, which makes her very unstable, which can lead to unstable, dangerous behaviors to herself and to others. So, even if Salah came forward and said publicly, look, Chantal, I don't want you back. I've got a family. I've got a wife. I've got children. I don't want you back. Would she let go? I don't think she would. I think that she would rage and continue on anyway because she does not want to lose whatever connection she thinks she has with Salah. She is dangerously obsessed. And people who are obsessive rarely let go of obsessions on their own. Usually it takes some kind of intervention or interference, possibly the law. Here's something cool from Cats That Make You Go Awesome. That was very effective. So look at all these babies. Look at the babies. I take them all home. Booger wouldn't like me, but I take them all home. Kelly says, Foodie Beauty was crying and now she's suddenly happy. I guess Salah didn't answer her text fast enough, but don't worry, guys. He's in her chat doing his job, posting her PayPal and begging for money. Is that really him, though? Can we really confirm that was him, or was that somebody else that had access to her account that could do that to look like him? Butter Crumpet says, this is ridiculous. He's pinning her links for money. He only shows his stupid face when his hands are out and poking Chantal to dance for donations. She's obviously planning on going back to Syria, so no one be shocked. I'm over this crap, Chantal. Well, I have a question for anybody watching who might be a Beezer. If Chantal goes back to the Middle East, whether it's because Salah wants her there, or if he doesn't want her there and she goes on her own, what's your reaction going to be? I'm just curious. Are you guys going to stick with her? Even though she's lied repeatedly to you, she played in your face, made all kinds of promises about all the content that she would do once she got back to Canada. She got $10,000 from you guys to start over. And then a month later, after getting the money and spending the money on edibles and junk and whatever else, she flies back to the Middle East, possibly getting stuck there. How are you going to feel about that? Because I've been watching the chats. I don't react to her as much anymore because she's boring, and I look for talking points, and if there are none, there's really no sense of reacting. But she's been playing in y'all's faces for a while, Beezers. Taking the money, making promises, never fulfilling her promises, crying, I want to start over, you guys help her start over. And then she takes back her promises, spends the money. She's always getting herself into a mess and then expecting other people, you guys, to rescue her. Aren't you guys tired of rescuing her? She's a grown woman, and she's making more money than most of you in the chat. And I'm not insulting you by saying that. I'm just saying she makes pretty good money on YouTube. And she's old enough. She's not a child. She should be taking care of her doggone self. She's got the money to do so. She's just not doing it because she's using all of you as a safety net for her stupidity. She gets stupid. She does stupid things. And then she falls back on that safety net and says, rescue me. You guys do. She gets back up. She does stupid behavior. And lather, rinse, repeat. Aren't you guys tired of rescuing her? I would think that you are. Because this is stupid. It's stupid. If she goes back to the Middle East, though, how are y'all going to feel about that? I've seen you beaters in the chat, like some of you are getting real tired of I call them the stoner streams. No offense to anybody out there who might smoke, because I know a lot of people who smoke that are responsible with their stuff, and I ain't got nothing to say about that. But all she does is get on camera. She's not entertaining you. She's just sitting there mumbling. Y'all are getting sick of that. You're getting tired of that. I understand. but her always grifting for money and then not giving something back. Are y'all sick of that yet? I would think that you are. Carrie S2222 says, ALR has multiple addictions. The best thing for her just happened. Cutting off the funds, it probably saved her life. Well, I agree with that. Now that she doesn't have an endless source of large amounts of money, she's got to be very careful with the money she does receive. She won't be able to buy hundreds of dollars in takeout a day, can indulge. She's going to have to, scale back a bit. And I hope the same thing happens to Foodie, because it might save her life too. Like the more money you give Chantal, the faster she's going to spend it. And the bigger her addictions are going to grow. And let's see, what else we got here? Okay, so Queen Jellybean says, on today's episode of Why the F Am I Poor, Amberlynn Reed also, girl, don't nobody want your freaking choosy charms you touch with your doo-doo fingers. J-O-B, that's the secret to paying your rent in 2026. Tofu says, why in the F did Amber have all this little kid type stuff? That's weird. So she put stuff on Facebook Marketplace. So she put up the cameras she said she was going to, and then she's got all these bags of choosy things. I don't know who would buy them, but maybe somebody out there might be interested. Okay, anything else here? Lori says, Foodie Beauty's dumb self really said, if I lose monetization, I'll go back to Syria because there's no bills. What she wants and what she's got access to are two different things. Just because you want to go to the Middle East, Chantal, doesn't mean you can. Doesn't mean you're going to be allowed to. You are a burden wherever you go. You're a burden to anyone that gets within 5 feet of you. Okay? You really think that the family wants you around again after dealing with you for so long? No. They celebrated once you left. And you think they're going to allow you back and cut off that celebration? I don't think so. I really don't think so. And for those who did not know, Amberlynn Reed has scrubbed her channel completely clean. She took all of her content off. Tweet T says, Amber scrubbed her channel clean. Maybe she was advised by her YouTube manager, or is this a tantrum so YouTube can't run ads for themselves? I think that she is filing appeals. I've heard two different things. I've heard that either she can apply for monetization in a month or 3 months. So I don't know which is correct, but maybe she's scrubbing her channel so that the next time she appeals, it'll go through. So who knows if she's coming back or not. But I'll tell you one thing. Amber, you were on YouTube and you did not appreciate the money you got from YouTube. You took it for granted. You were so entitled and snobby about it. Maybe this might teach you to not take things for granted and to count your blessings. Science Girl says, this Abyssinian is a type of cat known for its beautiful ticked coat. This means each hair has different colors on it, giving it a cat a warm, glowing look. What a beautiful cat. But Queen Booger's prettier. I have to be partial. And I love my kitty. She's back there underneath the blanket, but it's still a beautiful cat. Love the jewels too. Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, somehow you forgot that you are the entertainment and we aren't your counselors. So dance for us or F off. The audacity to see your biggest competition demonetized, and you definitely came back doing the same crap. TikTok. Yeah, and this was Foodie down here in the pictures. She came on camera. You could tell she just got up. The CPAP lines were on her face. She babbling, absolutely babbling. What else? Fondue Spiteful Beach says, Foodie Beauty, that pathetic performance was for Salah. And when the tears don't get her the response she wanted from him, she'll be back later to rage or she's going to be zooted. She won't speak words. F you, Chantal, your channel is next. Well, we'll see. We will see. We'll see what happens with Foodie. Look at the babies. Kitty Cat Empire. Look at these babies. Whoa. Good morning. Oh, no. I want to pick them all up and hold them. I love black cats. I do. They're so cool. And look at this. Anybody ever see a cat with curly fur? The curly fur of a Selkirk Rex cat. He looks like a little plushie. I love that. It's so unique. What a unique look. And it looks like a stuffed animal. Although it's not a stuffed animal. Now, here's something interesting. Y'all check this out. So I am going to be reacting to Piggy's video. Piggy did a video on Chantal and then had her video flagged. Although Foodie's live did not get flagged. Check that out. So Piggy got hit, but Foodie did not. And Foodie's the one that put the content out. So explain yourself, YouTube. Why are you going after these archive channels, but you're not going after Foodie? What is going on there, sir and ma'am? We must know. All right, so that's it for the recap on the Twitter stuff. How about we go on to Piggy's video? And again, it's really, really short. It's like 5 minutes and 10 seconds. 5 minutes, 10 seconds. That's it. That's all we get. Let's see what's happening here.
Hi. It hurts. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, she's complaining about her back hurting. Well, Chantal, if you don't ever use your muscles, if you don't ever move, you just lay on that couch, yeah, your back is going to hurt. Because you need to move. Your muscles got to move. They got to stretch a little bit. Plus, and I'm not being mean saying this, ma'am, I'm just being factual. Ma'am, you're 500 plus pounds. Do you realize that you're carrying the weight of 1 or 2 grown adults in the front of your body? Because you carry a lot of the weight in your stomach. So just, that's why your back is hurting. I'm sure your spine is screaming for mercy. If you've got 200 plus pounds in the front of you, you're carrying the weight of 1 or 2 grown adults attached to you. And your spine is saying, help me. You're probably carrying the weight equivalent of 2 of me in the front of you because I'm like 130 pounds. That's why your back hurts.
So I'm just relaxing because it's like right in my lower back. Hurts really bad to stand up. Hey, lazy. No, I don't have any.
You know what's funny? She's saying, my back hurts, my sciatica. But I guarantee you that if Salah made one phone call, if he sent her one text saying, come back to the Middle East, boom, suddenly that back would not be hurting. She'd be up and packing a bag and going to that airport. No more talk about her back hurting. Promise you that. Because it's the same behavior that we saw from her during Kraken Olympics. She'd be in her room and moping about and waiting for Nads to call her. And the moment he gave her permission to come over, boom, she's up and out of bed. Depression instantly cured. She's putting on the body mist, the body lotion, the Gat No Glitter eyeshadow. She's packing a bag and she's out the door.
medical insurance. So if I die, I die. Are you afraid of death? Yeah. I don't want to die. You counterfeit? I didn't go anywhere. I might only go out once a week. I don't know. I don't really care. I hope these pills work for my back. Frig. Handsomest man. Handsomest man.
Well, her singing Handsomest Man should tell you he's very much on her mind. She really, really wants to go back, y'all. I did a reading on her this morning. She wants to go back. She's trying to treat the Middle East like some sort of escape room. She wants to escape from adulthood and all of her problems and financial mess and responsibilities. She does not want to pay rent. Despite the fact that she's in an apartment, I have heard that they gave her 2 months where she doesn't pay rent. So she wants to get out of there before she's got to pay rent.
Song I could not sing to another single man on the planet.
That's good because you can't sing well anyway, honey, boo-hoo.
But people like send me cameos. Can you sing Handsomest Man? Nope.
So let me get this straight, Chantal. Let me see if I get this really straight. Help me here. Somebody sends you money to eat corn dogs, or what the Canadians call it, pogos. So you get these feedies that send you money to eat food in a suggestive way on YouTube, where you should not be doing that, by the way. That's an adult fetish, belongs on an adult forum. You'll do that gross, disgusting, vulgar stuff on YouTube, but somebody just asking you to sing a song for $30 is too much. So you'll act gross and vulgar and disgusting on YouTube, but singing a song is no go.
Yeah. Only talks to you when you want to send money. Obviously, you're being used.
Mirror, mirror on the wall. And Chantal, how many times have you been through this? You should have learned your lesson with Nads. He would only talk to you and spend time around you right before payday and right at payday. But once he got his money, he would send you home and not talk to you. He would make himself scarce. I guess you didn't learn your lesson. So the universe sent you back to summer school, had you repeat the lesson with somebody else. And you did, but you didn't learn the lesson somehow. You missed what was on the chalkboard. Salah doesn't want to deal with you. He doesn't want to deal with you unless money is involved. And I think he's reached the point now where it doesn't matter what you offer him. He doesn't want it. It's not worth it. I think, my opinion, I could be wrong. I think that Salah is in the position that no matter how much money you offer him, his family has talked to him and said, if you invite her back, we are going to disown you.
Unknown caller.
I think that they've told him, you invite her back, we're done with you. And Salah is looking at what he values the most. His family. He values the family, so he's saying he can't accept the money. He won't accept the money. You could offer him $30,000. It still wouldn't be worth it. You are not worth the headache. You're unstable. You're a burden. You got a lot of health problems. Anything could happen to you at any time. He doesn't want that kind of headache. He's done.
Hey, Scarlett. Yeah, Wanda, I got your email. I'm not interested. Thank you. She wants the cat.
So somebody is offering for the cat. And you are turning down that person, even though you've got these thoughts in your head that you want to go back to the Middle East. So what's going to happen to the kitten if you decide to go back? Who's going to take care of it? You just got that kitten. you're not really attached to it. You're not wanting to name it. You're not wanting to get close to it. The only time you get close to it is when the camera's turned on. And I've got a bone to pick with you, madam. I got a big bone to pick with you, because I saw a stream of yours recently where that baby was hungry and meowing because it was hungry in the background. What the F? You're buying all this fast food for yourself and nothing for the kitten? Are you kidding me? How is it, Chantal, that I'm a channel, I'm barely over 6K, and I'm able to feed my queen? She eats before I do, and you make much more money than me, and you ain't feeding yours? Pardon me? You better be feeding that baby. She better not be going hungry.
Like, I don't even know you, dude. I just feel perma-fried at this point. The kitten's pretty much always around me.
Is she hungry? Because the last time I remember, when you were at the Canadian Villa, that's the only time the cats were around you, is because they were hungry. And you haven't shown proof that you feed that kitten on the regular. And by the way, stop throwing treats at her. That's not proper food.
Don't know yet, Big Cherry.
So somebody was just asking, are you planning on doing weight loss content in the future? The quick answer, no, she's not. She's not going to do weight loss content. There's too many feedies in her chat that talk about food, that encourage her to eat food. They get the rocks off by getting the free feedie content they don't have to really pay a membership or a subscription for. As long as there's people like Foodie on YouTube giving them the free feedie content, they're not going to go to other places where they have to pay a subscription or a membership and get the rocks off that way. They're going to save some money. And look at all the people on YouTube doing it for free. And the feedies need to get gone and get back in the shadows where they belong and go on some adult site and go to people that do that, where not all people of all ages can see that stuff go on, because it ain't right to bring it here. But no, she's not going to do weight loss content. Not unless YouTube cuts her monetization, and then she's going to have to be real careful with her money. She won't be able to afford all that takeout. She won't be able to afford all the edibles. Nope. Money's going to get real scarce. Then she might start losing some weight. Because here's something for y'all. Something I looked up. Chantal is 5 feet tall. And she's over 500 pounds. To maintain that kind of weight, not gain, just maintain, she's got to eat between 5,000 to 8,000 calories a day, every day. If she eats more than that, she gains. So she's eating quite a bit of calories just to maintain her weight. Now, if she cut that in half, if she did a calorie deficit, she would start to lose weight like crazy, like mad, like crazy. But if she's gaining weight, she's eating more than the calories needed to maintain that weight. So as long as she's got YouTube, as long as she gets that YouTube paycheck, she can get her fast food. Or as long as the feedies give her money to eat the fast food. Thing is, I don't think they're able to give her much right now because it is the holidays. You know, money spent on families and presents and Thanksgiving dinner and saving up money for New Year's. Is the holiday season. People spend their money on holiday stuff. They don't really have it to give her right now.
I feel like crap all day, that's why. I can't pick a name.
You know what, Chantal? You say you feel like crap all day. But why? Why do you feel like crap all day? What do you do all day that you feel like crap? Could it be because of the lack of healthy food? Your body's not getting vitamins and minerals. It's literally starving on the inside because all you feed it is garbage. Could it be because you're doing too many of the edibles? Maybe that's it. Maybe it's because you don't get out and actually do something. You're just there with your food, your edibles, and your thoughts, and that's not healthy. If you're not feeling good, maybe change the environment and change the things within the environment.
I know I'm boring these days, guys, huh?
Oh, yeah. You're definitely boring. Which is weird, because if you want to go back to Salah, if you want a chance of going back to him, I would be thinking that you should be making money like crazy. If it's a money-based relationship, situationship, you need money. Lack of money is not going to prompt him to take you back. He's not going to see you as a productive person about town doing things. He's going to see you as the same lazy, troublesome, problematic burden that you were when you were there. So you are not championing your case at all.
Just take some time off of thinking of stupid men. Yeah, I'm not thinking of them.
Lies. You just sang his song.
I didn't have therapy yet. Thanks, Richie.
She doesn't want therapy. She doesn't want help. She doesn't want to get better. She wants to stay worse, and she wants to find that magic golden unicorn guy that's out there somewhere that will accept her and her burdens and her problems and just love her for that. No, that person does not exist except in your head.
I miss Salah and Julia.
They don't miss you. I'm sure they don't miss you. I just saw a short that Salah did. He was out and about taking a walk in nature. I'm sure he's having a fine time without you.
Both worlds. What do you want now with life? A life with or without Salah? No, I don't know. I really don't know what I want. I mean, I'm okay. I'm not depressed. Like depressed right now. I'm bummed out because of my back.
You're also probably bummed out because he's not talking to you, because he's not giving you the green light to get that plane ticket and get on back over there. Chantal, you're an idiot. You need money, and this month is almost over. Another 5 days, and it will be over, which would only leave next month for the highest paying months of the year. You got 1 month and 5 days left. And you're blowing it. You're blowing it hard. Hard. You want to go back to Syria, but with what, girl? Your money, your check this month, going into next month is going to be bad. It's going to be super bad. Your streams are boring. You want to know how I know? It's a really bad sign when the archive channels are barely posting anything. It's a really bad sign when reactors aren't reacting to you as much. It's a really bad sign when you can't find clips of anything on Twitter because it's just that bad. You are not producing content. You're just coming online, turning on your camera and babbling about nothing. There's no talking points. There's none. When you come online, there's not a sense of urgency to watch you and react to you. And maybe you want that. Maybe you want the reactors to all go away. But let me put this thought into your head. Be careful what you wish for. Be real careful, because you're envisioning things in one way and it might turn out another way. In your mind, you might be celebrating if the reactors stop reacting to you. But what if there's negative side effects for you? What if that causes your views to go down because nobody's interested? There's no interest. There's no one around to keep you relevant. You're not doing the job on your own. You are not strong enough on your own with your content to generate interest. You're not even trying. And if you want the blunt, honest truth from me, and I'm going to give it to you because I don't give a fuck how you feel, I'm just going to tell you, the energy that you're putting out with your live streams is, I don't care. I give up. I quit. That's the energy that has been coming from you from the longest. I give up on my channel. I give up on my life. I quit. I don't even want to try to make a new life. I don't want to be entertaining. I don't want to put any effort forth with my life, with my channel. You're just sitting on the ground and you don't want to move. And if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But do not expect the world to save you. There are far better people in the world that go through hard times, harder than you, and they fight their way back up. There are people that have been through real trauma, real tragedies. They've gone through real life shit, and they fought their way back up. They came out swinging. They fought their way back up that ladder. You, I don't feel sorry for you. You have the means to do better. You've got the resources to do better. Certainly you've got the money to do better. And if you want to F off and say, screw life, I'm just going to sit in a puddle and feel sad and throw myself a little pity party with a birthday cake and presents, have at it. But once the party is over and you're on the street, don't expect the world to save you, because it won't. The world can be unforgiving, especially in cases like yourself where you had an abundance and you wasted it. You wasted it. Look at your friend Amber, made over $1 million on YouTube. She was on YouTube for 13 years. Look at her now. Look how quickly you can be at the top of the ladder and then fall down to the bottom. 1 minute you got a 200K plus channel, making 10, 20K a month, all the way down to, I got to sell my stuff on Facebook. I got to get a job. It can happen just that fast if you put all of your eggs in one basket, and you have. All the money that you've made on YouTube, what do you got to show for it? Not a doggone thing. And that is your fault. You got to take some accountability. Nobody made you live like that. Nobody forced those choices upon you. And here's your moment where you could pick yourself up, but you're not. You want to lay down and you're acting like a child and you're waiting for Salah to act like a daddy and come get you, or you can go to him, and it ain't going to fucking happen. It ain't going to happen. But if you want to wait, or if you want to act crazy and you want to get a plane ticket and fly over there trying to force a response out of him, you might get one, but it may not be the one that you want at all. And if you try to play victim, ain't nobody going to hear you. No one on your side or this side is going to hear your cries. No one's going to feel sympathy for you in your tears, because you chose to go over there on your own and chase a man that don't want you. Think about this. The moment that you left the Middle East, he could have done a tell-all video and made all kinds of money. He might still do it, but he didn't do it while you've been back in Canada. I think the message is clear. He wants to cut ties with you, and he wants to do it peacefully. He doesn't want to fight, but you're determined to get a fight out of him by trying to force him into a corner and force him to contact you. Be careful what you wish for. You just might get it.
I want to get in shape. If I'm going to suffer, I may as well make it for worthwhile.
Feed that baby.
Is Amber Lane live? That's the problem. Like, I was impulsive because what if I do want to travel someday?
You know what? If you're having those thoughts, what you should do is take that kitten, find some nice, responsible, loving person, and say, here, I'm surrendering the kitten to you. You got those thoughts in your head, you're kind of in the in-between, you shouldn't have that cat, period.
Why do you have a feeling I'm not keeping her?
I mean, we're all aware and we all know, Chantal, the only reason why you got that cat, it wasn't that you were lonely. You were using the cat to get attention on your channel, and you're probably hoping you get a crap ton of super chats. You were trying to use the cat as a living prop to make money. You were going to monetize the cat, and I'm sure you didn't get as much money as you hoped you would. That cat was supposed to be an investment. I'm sure that's why you spent a lot of money on the cat, because you wanted to be extra cute, because you thought you'd get extra money because it was extra cute. Here's the flaw in your plan. People have already given you a lot of money for animals. And you were doing this during the holiday season when people are, understandably broke or close to broke or tight with their money. So it didn't work. There's a lot of things that you've done that it didn't work well. Your arrogance has cost you so much. While you were in the Middle East, you had this arrogant thought of, I can go back to Canada anytime. I'm Foodie Beauty. The moment I set down in Canada, people are going to throw money at me. Well, that didn't work. That did not work. You got the cat, thinking you were going to get money for the cat. That didn't work either. Then you also thought, if I go back to Canada and I give the appearance that I'm staying here, people will throw more money at me. Well, that didn't work either. So 3 strikes, you're out. The things that you were banking on to make you have a lot of money did not work. So you know what you got to do? You got to work now. You can't avoid it.
Her channel cannot be reinstated. Like, she can't get her channel back? Why would they demonetize her?
Well, that's the question that everybody's asking. Pardon me. That is the question that everybody's asking. How is it that Amber got demonetized and Foodie still hasn't? What is the deal? Does she know someone at YouTube? Is there somebody playing favorites over there? Chantal's been reported hundreds of times. Why hasn't she been demonetized? What is going on with that?
I'm coming, guys. Why would they demonetize her? I really don't understand.
Yeah, and that's another one that needs to rehome her pets. All of them. Time to rehome the pets, Amber. Maybe Twinkie can go to a home and get the nails clipped and the proper care and get walks. And the cat Romeo, all those pets need to be rehomed.
I don't want to say it, but be nice, babies. So, YouTube.
Yay!
I'm leaving YouTube. It's not my job anymore.
Well, you sucked at your job, obviously.
It's so weird. I don't know. Like,
okay, so somebody posted the comment, can I ask what's the point of the hijab if you're still going to get high and do what you do? Not an attack, just genuinely wondering. Sassy Pants says, thought when you got to Canada you would go places, do things. Everyone was excited for that and still waiting. Well, you're going to keep waiting. You guys are going to figure out pretty quickly that she's a liar. But Girl World has been telling you guys she's a liar. I mean, there's a reason why we say rule number 1, Chantal lies. Rule number 2, she tells on herself. But before rule 2, there's rule 1. You beezers are going to figure out that we were telling more truth than what you thought.
yes, you do. Actually, today was just hard because my back. Like walking.
You weren't walking, because if you were walking, Chantal, not only would your back be hurting, but your legs. You're not complaining about leg pain. As little as you walk, if you try to walk, your legs would be hurting because they're not used to activity.
Yeah. Because.
And does anybody believe that she actually went walking if she's over there taking 3,000, 5,000 milligram gummies? I don't think so. I really don't think so. She ain't walking nowhere. She's staying in that apartment, doing those edibles, getting high out of her mind, zoning out. She ain't going nowhere. She can't.
Mm. Yeah. Right. Oh, you're leaving me too, lover?
So, why did that 5 minutes feel like 5 hours? Y'all wanted to know what Foodie's been up to? You just saw it. There it is. The last 3 live streams. There it is. No rages, no talking points, just her being high off of edibles, getting too high. And that's why I'm doing this react courtesy of the Twitter peeps and Piggy. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. You know, better to keep it short and sweet than bore you guys to death. So we're doing short and sweet today. So hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.